How goes it? It's me, Jules, standing right here in Deadwood, South Dakota. We stayed here the last couple of nights. We checked out Devil's Tower yesterday, and we're just going to be exploring Deadwood all day today. We're just here in the visitor center, getting some information. I'm going to be doing the Deadwood tour today. They don't have my size, unfortunately, in this color. Might have to go with the heather dark gray here. Gotta get a Deadwood shirt. And they've got my size here, so might do this one. Got some brochures here. Got my passport that I could stamp along the way. And we get a free deck of cards if we visit all the historic locations on the passport. And with the passport, you get trolley passes to each destination on the passport. Got this old-timey wagon from back in the day. These used to be pulled by horses, but now they're just pulled by Kawasaki ATVs. So Wild Bill Hickok, sort of a celebrity here. He wasn't here for that long before he was shot down in a bar. We're gonna see where he was gunned down at. It's just right down the road in Deadwood. I'm gonna attempt to do this Wild Bill Me challenge, which you have to take a selfie with all the Wild Bill statues and impersonators, paintings out there, and you win prizes. So we're gonna give that a shot. Here's our first Wild Bill Hickok statue. I'm gonna be taking a selfie with Bill here in a minute. Me and Bill just came across this. They're unveiling the Mr. Wu statue today. It's like they're setting up for the festivities now. It's like there's gonna be some music. And it's right across from our hotel. So we might have to catch that. You don't see a horse-drawn carriage just anywhere. Yeah, Deadwood is a gambling town, so they've got these casinos popped up everywhere. Even our hotel's got a casino in it. This is actually the view from our hotel room. Right on the second floor there of these chainsaw art sculptures here. Oh, I see a Wild Bill carving back here. I'm gonna have to go take a selfie. Kind of got that Wild Bill look going. The long hair and the stash. I wish I could take this guy home. I'd set him up at the trading post. But they've got some good chainsaw art here. I like this cardinal. And you know I'm a sucker for raccoons. Look at this little guy. I've already got a chainsaw art carving of a raccoon. Here's another Wild Bill statue here, carved out of wood. There are historic brothel tours throughout Deadwood, for adults only. We have a child with us, so we won't be doing these today. All right, it looks like the trolley has caught up to us, so we're just gonna hop on now. This will take us to our first destination of the tour. On the road again. I can't wait to get on the road again. All right, first on the list, Adams Museum. It's the Black Hills' oldest history museum, and it's home to some of the area's greatest treasures, including Potato Creek's Johnny's Gold Nugget and the city of Deadwood's Wild Bill collection. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, first one stamped. Let's go exploring. On another Wild Bill statue here. It's a bust. There's two revolvers. Staring into my soul. Yes, trust us. This is Potato Creek Johnny's actual gold nugget. Looks legit to me. Here are the legends of Deadwood. Only a few characters of Deadwood have become legendary here, including Calamity Jane. And here's Potato Creek Johnny with his gold nugget. And there he is. He's actually holding the gold nugget there in the picture, so you know it's legit. And of course, notorious Wild Bill Hickok. Got some very interesting Wild Bill Hickok memorabilia here, including this deck of cards, which was used when Wild Bill was shot. Actual playing cards used when he was shot. This is Wild Bill. Mr. Wu is a big figure here in Deadwood as well. I'm gonna try to make it to his statue unveiling this afternoon. There's the Wu family. Pretty interesting here. This is a section of redwood pipe from the water pipeline system that the Homestead Mining Company installed in the late 1800s. We have PVC pipe nowadays, but back then this was their plumbing, made out of redwood. So we're going to be visiting Wild Bill's grave later on. This was the first statue commissioned to be placed at his grave. Missing his head though. Alright, you've heard of Ripley's. Here's the Black Hills, believe it or not. So they're showing the Babe here. He actually played a game here in Deadwood. Turns out such tours were illegal for the World Series players, and he was suspended for the first 6 weeks of the next season just for playing ball here in Deadwood. So again, the Adams Museum is the oldest museum in western South Dakota. The construction on the building began in 1929, providing a home for a growing collection of pioneer artifacts. The historic Adams House, built in 1892. The cemetery where Wild Bill and Calamity Jane rest is right up this hill. We'll have to head back to the hotel after and drive there. Second location stamped, we're at the historic Adams House. The tour starts on the front porch. So when you show proof of visiting these locations, you get a free deck of historic playing cards. It's worth noting there's a small entrance fee for each one of these museums you visit. So out of the 8 locations, you only have to visit 6, and we've got 4 out of 6 so far. Just need to stop at 2 more locations to get the free playing cards. So there was no video recording allowed inside the house during the tour, but you get some history behind it. The Adams House is named the Adams House because the last family who lived here were the Adams. They left in the 30s, the 1930s. All the furniture in the house, all the fixtures, bathtubs, toilets are all original to the house and hasn't changed since then. So if you're a history buff, you'll really enjoy this tour. A lot of the restoration they've done is on the outside of the house and a couple of rooms upstairs from water damage throughout the years. Here's another Deadwood legend, Calamity Jane. If you've seen the series on HBO, you'll know she was a drunk. Just me and Calamity having a drink. Cheers. Just a PSA in Deadwood. Watch your back. This is a great look at the historic Deadwood Strip here on Main Street. There's the trolley. Nice weather today. It's pretty lively out here. There's the historic Bullock Hotel, 1895, right across the street here. Bullock was the sheriff of these parts back then, played by Timothy Oliphant in the HBO series. So we're here at the historic site, Saloon No. 10, where Wild Bill was shot, August 2nd, 1876. Right through these doors. Photographs welcome, but you have to make a donation or a purchase here. All right, this interpretive site is as close as you can get to the look and feel of 1876. It is $10 to get in. And it's the historic site where Wild Bill James Hickok was killed, August 2nd, 1876. Oh wow. I've got this whole place to myself. Now if you watched the Deadwood series, this is exactly what the set looked like here. You can see where Wild Bill sat. James McCall walked up behind him just like this. Shot him in the back. These are items like Wild Bill would have held onto. And here, is this the dead man's hand that he held? So everything set up in here is time appropriate back then. Had a craps table. He had a jail cell set up back here. Again, time appropriate. And this here is supposed to be Jack McCall. On a wet, drizzly morning of March 1st, 1877, Dakota Territory carried out its first legal hanging. The coward's name was Jack McCall, and after 2 trials had been found guilty of the murder of James Butler Hickok, also known as Wild Bill. This is Wild Bill's favorite pair of engraved ivory-handled Colt 1851s. And here's a quote from the bartender, Harry Young. "I had just returned to behind the bar after handing Wild Bill a sharp pile of gaming chips from the house credit line." A quote from the bartender about his last interaction with Wild Bill before he was shot. Here's how it would look behind the bar. What can I get you? Not a drinker myself, but that was me playing a bartender. I think you're supposed to give the shot to the person who purchased it, not take the shot. So yeah, I'm already getting it wrong. Towards the back of the bar, they have this makeshift mine system here. And look, Potato Creek Johnny still lives here in spirit, panning for gold next to the mine shaft here. Me and old Potato Creek. Just hanging out in the mine shaft. Alright, that's gonna do it for my self-guided tour here. Through the saloon doors there. Oh, they got some live music playing in here now. Is that Willie?
With the world's largest show, they tortured the timber and stripped all the land. Well, they dug for that coal till the land was forsaken. Rode it on down to the progress of man. Well, daddy.
Made it uphill to Mount Moriah Cemetery behind me here, where all the Deadwood legends are buried. We've got Wild Bill and Calamity Jane at her request wanted to be buried next to Wild Bill when she passed. So here rests Wild Bill Hickok, Deadwood legend, gunslinger. He's got this nice bronze statue at his gravesite. Just to the right of him is Potato Creek Johnny. You remember him. He found the first gold nugget out in the Black Hills. Looks like people have left little mementos here by his grave. See a lot of pennies, you see some bullet casings there. Poker chips. There's a little bottle of Jack Daniels. Some pine cones. I'm not sure what the pine cones represent there. Again, I think we can get closer, but here's a even closer look of Calamity Jane's gravesite there. We are a bit pressed for time. There are other locations we'd like to visit, so I'm not sure we're going to make it to Bullock's gravesite. He's actually buried on his property in like the northeast part of the cemetery, and it's a long walk. We're going to go check out the Deadwood overlook, and then we're going to head out. All right, we've arrived to the Deadwood overlook, where you get a bird's eye view of Deadwood Gulch. You get a pretty nice view. They got a couple of trees blocking the view there, but you get a good view of Deadwood Gulch and the Black Hills off in the distance there. You can see the flag hung high there on the post. This flag never goes down on Mount Moriah Cemetery, as Deadwood was granted permission by the U.S. Congress during World War I to fly the flag 24 hours a day to honor all the veterans who have served our country. Very cool. All right, we got the stamp of approval that we've paid and seen Mount Moriah Cemetery. Just one to go, and we win a free deck of cards. Yeah, next is the Broken Boot Gold Mine, which would be number 6. Beyond that, we don't even have to visit the other attractions to win the cards. We're going to try to see the Trial of Jack McCall, which is at night. That'll check off another attraction on the book. And the Days of 76 Museum is this giant museum at the beginning of town here in Deadwood. We're probably going to check that out tomorrow on the way out of Deadwood. So about a half mile outside of Deadwood is the Broken Boot Gold Mine. We're going to take the gold mine tour. I think you have to wear a hard hat in there. And this should complete our Deadwood scavenger hunt. There's a chill coming out of there.
Yes. Can you do it anymore?
That works. All right, one rule, don't lick the walls. I'm kind of tempted to lick the walls.
Look down this way. Make sure the people behind you can get in. What you're looking at right now is actually the original entrance of this mine. Back in 1878, this is how you would enter for your work shift. This was dug out by a man named Olaf Syme back in 1878. He started digging around the middle of the parking lot, so this stretches about that far, if you saw how far along that was. Not really the most comfortable crawl, especially when you consider that hard hats were not yet invented. In fact, hard hats weren't invented until 1919. Turns out it takes you till past World War I to figure out that a helmet protects your head. If you slip me a 20, I'll let you crawl down there.
Oh, it's cold. Is it cold? I guess he's going to tell us.
Now right here, we're going to talk about some of the rocks that we have in this mine. Starting off with the one that you'll most commonly find on the ground. All of this dark, sooty rock is graphite. It's the same exact stuff that is inside of your pencils. This is all iron, all in its different stages of oxidation. Yeah, iron like Minecraft.
Yeah.
Ooh, This is quartz. Yeah, really pretty. Something you'd put on your countertop. Quartz was pretty nice to see as a miner, because they had a common saying that quartz would lead to gold. And if you look at that, they were right.
Oh, you were right, buddy.
Except I'm lying.
Oh.
Yes, this is iron pyrite, also known as fool's gold. But little known fact about this mine is that they actually made more money off of the iron pyrite than they did gold.
Someone lost their helmets.
This is what we call a stope. Stope is a mining term for a large man-made room underground. And we have 3 of these stopes in here, and this one is our smallest. So I bet you're pretty stoked to be here. Thank you, thank you. It's cold.
See the broken boot?
That right there is the broken boot, which inspired this mine's name.
Oh.
So yeah, we weren't always called the Broken Boot Gold Mine. At first we were called Syme's Mine by the very creative Olaf Syme. But he eventually gave this mine to his daughter, who renamed it and created the Broken Boot Gold Mine.
Starting to narrow out a bit.
You're right.
Hollywood comes to the broken boot.
Yeah, as you can see, we are nearing the end of this tour. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Again, it did all start off with Olaf Syme, but when he passed away, he willed this mine to his daughter, Selma Hebert, who is the one who created the Broken Boot Gold Mine in 1954. She placed in all the timbers, all the lights, and the tour guides as well. Eventually, she had to give this place away to the Deadwood Chamber of Commerce, but with it, she gave them a few demands to make sure this mine would not be misused. Her first demand was that no one can ever mine in this mine ever again, and her second demand was everyone who enters this mine will get to take a piece of it as they leave. So while we're walking out, I'll pass out a piece of mine stock to each and every one of you. That'll make you all partial owners of the Broken Boot Gold Mine.
Looks like we own a piece of this gold mine here. We were not able to attend the unveiling of the Mr. Wu statue, but you can see him here now, and he joins the other Deadwood legends. Yeah, so we didn't get the full, like 100% completion Deadwood experience, but we did a lot of it. Like, we're not going to be able to see the trial of Jack McCall. Is it McCall? McCall. Anyway, we're not going to see the trial of Jack McCall just because we're running out of time. And we're leaving tomorrow morning to head to Custer. We're going to be doing everything around Custer, Keystone, you know, including Mount Rushmore. So with that, I've got to run. This is Deadwood, and that's the video. I almost forgot. We're here at the visitor center right now. We did complete 6 out of the 8 museum visits, which means we could redeem this for a deck of historic playing cards, which I've got right here. It comes in this nice tin can. I won't open it, it's wrapped in plastic, but there's the cards, and it gives you a bit of history about Deadwood on each card. We also completed the Wild Bill Me. We received a free magnet, bag of gold chocolate coins, and a sticker. Let me see those coins. Some real chocolate gold right there.